will forge a society that is colorblind and merit-based.
Hi everybody, how are you guys? How are you, Princess? Hi Syria and hi Mario.
Hello.
And welcome to our next session on Q&A for EB1A. So let's start. So what questions do we have today, guys?
Yeah, absolutely. So our featured question for the day, they ask, does press coverage need to be in globally renowned outlets, e.g. New York Times, Wall Street Journal, or can respected digital publications with high readership suffice?
Okay, I mean, I think it's a very straight and directed, kind of a subject here. Actually, we are talking about digital publication versus a print publication. Okay, my first understanding about the press coverage is that it definitely needs to be in a reputed, kind of a media outlet. Now, blog or something is not a media outlet. Let's be clear about it. So, what is it? What is the definition of a media outlet? Generally, in any part of the world, a media outlet would always have a license, would always have a kind of a registration from Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, would be registered, would have some registration number, has a certain editorial board, would have journalists. Frankly, it doesn't matter whether it is online or print in that sense, actually. As long as there is a same process that is being adopted and followed, that would kind of that makes a media a true media. Second, it should have a subscription. It should have some people buying, let's say newspaper, you buy a newspaper. Okay, and there is a news, there is a journalist, there is an ecosystem that happens actually. And then it is registered. So if you have something like this and if your name is getting published, so that's very important. And another important aspect here is that remember one thing, that in a media, another what you can say, a quality or another aspect of a media is that it accepts advertisements. So people do advertise on a media, then it means people would pay for that media. I mean, in terms of subscription as well as for advertisement. Now, if it fulfills the requirement, then it is definitely, the word that is being used in the regulation is major media. It definitely means major is not defined in the legislation or in the law, but major definitely implies that it should have some kind of a connotation, some kind of uh, some kind of positive aspiration. People should be wanting to be in that particular media. It's not necessary that it has to be New York Times or Wall Street Journal. It could be kind of because every person in every field do not come into media. Your job or your expertise may not warrant that you have to be publicly known. You see, most of the people, let's also take it, who win Nobel Prize, okay, uh, if you notice, you may not even have heard of them because they are not in the mainstream media. Possibly some of the people get into the mainstream media after they get Nobel Prize, but till that doesn't mean their work is not impactful. So you don't have to be in that mainstream media in that sense. But if in your field you have impacted the work, that is actually, and somewhere down the line you need to be represented, that should help actually. So I would just like to kind of state it from this perspective only. So let's move to the next question actually. So
Of course.
I see that there's a very big question. Let's cut it short and we will just
Yeah.
kind of yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So the next question is, can you help me evaluate my EB1A profile? I have 15 years of experience judging hackathons as a judge, a World Tech Leader of a Year, a speaker engagements in Japan and Vietnam, publications, over 20 publications, 2 patents in UK and cybersecurity, memberships, media, featuring the New York Times and Tech Times, a high salary, critical role, commercial success and supporting evidence, a strong recommendation letters from industry experts.
Wonderful. I mean, I see that it's a very long, but again, I think I will just go back to my, kind of approach of EB1A. Is that when somebody is being very criteria centric? I'm not saying this will be good or bad here. Uh, I can see that you have got cyber security. So, what's your fundamental piece? What is your expertise? And who? I mean, when you say that this is your expertise, it means you are an expert. When you say you are an expert, what are the qualities of an expert? I mean, it's not that you dispense information. Basically, you solve some problem. What is the problems that you have solved? I mean, I think I always like to kind of go into that deep actually. Why there is a myth about PhDs being, somebody who is good at something, or why PhDs seems more aligned, and why there was a myth or person, because PhD normally, when you do a thesis, you're always addressing some problem. And your expertise, at least the problem statement is very clear here that you have done, whether the whole thing is whether it is impactful. So but that does not mean that every PhD would get a EB1A, but also it does not mean that, also understand that every EB1A need not be a PhD. So it is both ways, it is true. But the whole question here is that I see a very promising case in this, but I think this is not the way I would like to, if this person were in my student, I would not like to present it this way actually. The question is that how is your expertise impacting the problem for other people, and how many lives it has impacted, and how and why US should be wanting you. I mean, I think if that element fundamentally I think is missing here. I mean, let's take a hypothetical case, and that's my favorite case actually. Let's say somebody comes and says, I'm a rocket scientist, my kind of a rocket can go to Mars and come back without refueling. I mean, fundamentally speaking, all these things, if this is a level of your expertise, you can actually build rocket that can do this, then in that sense, rest of the things won't matter. I'm not saying no matter, that would be wrong, but it would have an impact, but it would be relevant but would not matter. Let's put it that way. So in some case, how many hackathons that you would have done, how many speaking engagements you would have done, that won't be that would be very impactful or something to some that extent, but that would not be how much salary then you are drawing. That would become irrelevant. The profundity of your expertise is more important, and the benefit of the USA and your role after you get your EB1A green card is more relevant than this actually, in that sense. Okay, so I think please focus on your expertise and its profundity. That's more important for us actually. Okay, let's move to the next question.
Awesome. For the next question, what kind of mentorship and accountability mechanisms are built into the next league program to make sure profile building tasks like obtaining letters, speaking opportunities, and media coverage actually get done?
Okay, I like this is more focused towards how we in Next League help people. But the first thing is we follow a done process. Actually, let's understand before we even do this. I think the first thing is we help you define your expertise. I mean, you have to do some exercises. It's a very intense exercise. It may take 30 to 40 days for you to kind of granularly moving and doing that actually, which is very important. Once we do this, then we have to see which criteria would be relevant for you. You don't have to fit into criteria. The criteria will fit into your work actually. That's very important here. But then we talk about the nurture is a gap actually. Okay, I mean, in nurture, we see you don't have to do things in a very ad hoc or unstructured manner. If you require, let us say our students have been featured in Forbes, our students have been featured in, New York Post, but it has been very organic way of doing things, not because of certain strategy. I again come back. If your profundity of your expertise is well established, then people would be wanting to, kind of do things. Okay, I mean, another important aspect that I want to tell you here about the Next League program is, it's not that anybody who comes in and because of having joined the program, it's not a done for you service. So something will happen magically and you will get your EB1A green card, or you will successfully be able to do it. But if you're willing to put forward the efforts, if you put your efforts, and even now as a law firm, we can say that a good case has a very least possible chance or a probability of refusal. That's what I would like to put. If you need, yes, we have a structure, we have a model, we have a kind of support. We don't operate. We tell you a strategy, what structure to be followed. But remember, you have to do all the work. It's like going back to the gym actually. Okay, no matter, you may get the best trainer in the world and the world's best equipments. But remember, you have to go and do it. No matter how good coach you might be having, you have the best fitness coach in the world. Even if, and you have a team of doctors standing for you, getting up with you early in the morning, you have even Nobel Prize physiology expert sitting next to you every day. But if you don't do anything, nothing is going to happen, guys. I mean, that's the most important thing. So similarly here, you will have all the facility, but based on our 51 successes so far, we are very confident that people who have followed the process, because there is a empirical data to prove that. We have a data that proves that if you follow the process, we have 97.5% success rate, is because of that. And it's possible only if you are a kind of a person who is ready to put in the effort to, kind of make sure whatever it takes to make things happen. Okay. So that's the way it will be. So what's next?
Yeah, absolutely. So to piggyback off of what you had just said, anonymous user asks, I know this question holds a large weight, but how do you measure and report success in terms of approvals, RFEs, or denials? Specifically, what recent results can you share? Number of clients filed, success rates, common gaps discovered? Any would be helpful in making my decision to join the program.
Wonderful. I mean, straight away, I mean, it's available on our, I think it should be some post should be there. Just reach out to Mario, Celia, Princess, or I. We'll give you a link. We have in fact, an audited data actually by a compliance attorney who has kind of audited everything that is submitted to Supreme Court also actually. So we have a real verifiable data and some testimonials. You can have a look and that will prove for itself actually that people kind of followed the process. And if at all there has been some kind of a setback or some people haven't got it, and what is the reason, even that is stated that they haven't followed the process. So it is pretty straightforward out there. So you are welcome to reach out to us and we'll be happy to give you the data. Yeah. Let's move to the next.
Absolutely. So another user asked, I'm on a Steam OPT right now and worry about running out of time. Can EB1A be a realistic path for me?
Well, it's a very open-ended question, guy. I mean, you are on STEM OPT. I mean, again, I said that we have had people who have done that, but what's your experience? What field, what expertise, what problem have you solved? I have absolutely no idea. It's not about realistic. We have had 26-year-old people getting EB1A, joining the program and getting EB1A. We have had 50-year-olds. People have done all the effort that is required, but without even any basic data about you, my friend, I cannot give any idea. It's not about you realistic or anything. The question is that how, I mean, do you have that resilience to kind of continue work hard to make things happen for yourself and for the other people? The whole problem for EB1A, a challenge for EB1A, not problem, but challenge for EB1A is that it's not really about you. It's about your impact that you have created by virtue of the work. So if you are willing to put in that effort, then it makes sense. Otherwise, it's not about you. Then you have to wait. I think if you are from Indian origin, then there is an infinite time possibly right now at this stage. So I would rather kind of defer this till we get more data about you. So let's take the last question now, actually.
All right, so for the last question, I've been in the US for almost 8 years on H1B. My company filed my EB2 and my I-140 is approved. But the backlog is so long that I feel stuck. I do have some recognition in my field. I've published a few papers, given conference talks, and even reviewed journal articles, but I'm not sure if it's enough for EB1A. To be honest, I already consulted an attorney before, and they said it might be tough for me. And how does your program handle cases like mine where there are achievements but also gaps? Can you really help someone like me to strengthen my profile and move forward confidently with EB1A?
I see a very simple innocence and straightforwardness, willingness to learn, and willingness to put effort in this particular question. So yeah. Uh, well, first, as I said, my limitation right now looking at you is that I don't know your expertise actually. But yes, we have had people like you who completely first did not have had zero understanding about EB1A, number one, and they did not have any clue about what to do next. So there were people who kind of started off from the scratch, did all the effort, and made themselves. There was, I mean, some people want to intellectualize too much and want to know things why, how, where, when. I mean, before proceeding further, and some people simply want to do things. We have seen people who have kind of joined the program with a zero idea and willingness to learn and got their entire EB1A in a matter of a year. Provided, I see that you have for almost 8 years on H1B. So I see you have 8 years of experience actually. So it's a matter of a lot of things that people have done and got their EB1A. We are having some testimonials on the nextleagueprogram.com. So have a look at that. And people who have done this, I mean, they started from the scratch actually. And you could be potentially one of them. So please reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to help you as possible. Okay. So wish you all the best, guys. And congratulations for on backing. I think many of the people have written wonderful questions to us. They keep us educated, they keep us informed, and we shall be happy to kind of take this forward. And if you want to know more about it or want to appear on this particular show, please let us know. We'll be happy to take the question forward. And if you want to join the Next League program, please reach out to Princess, Mario, or Syria. We'll be happy to help you. Okay, so wish you all the best, and thank you very much for sparing your day today. Bye. Thank you for joining us today. If you have any further questions or need personalized guidance, please reach out to us. We are here to help you every step of the way in your journey towards achieving your American dream. Let's connect and make it happen together.